The duel between Grandmaster Yoda and Darth Sidious in Revenge of the Sith is one of the most important scenes in all of Star Wars, as the fate of the entire galaxy hung in the balance. Their duel truly represented the final stand of the Jedi Order against the Sith, revealing the true power of Darth Sidious, and effectively signified the end of the Jedi Purge. Despite Yoda's immense skill in the Force and with the lightsaber, he was unable to defeat the Dark Lord of the Sith and was forced into exile. In the canon book, Star Wars Stories of Jedi and Sith, Palpatine's true thoughts on fighting and defeating Yoda are shown in detail. Let's get right into it. Deep in cold black space, a half-built battle station waits. A superweapon, a Death Star. The Death Star is meant to destroy everything it touches. At the North Pole of the Death Star is a tower. 100 stories tall, it is incredibly intimidating, while also elegant. Its master likes elegant things. He was born on a planet of elegance, and raised himself to power on a planet of luxury. Of course, his residence on his battle station would be a personal symbol of his taste, but more importantly, it was also a symbol of his victory and domination over his ancient enemies, the Jedi. For centuries, their temple on Coruscant was a beacon of hope and light, and they ruled from a gilded spire. All their hope and light is now gone, eclipsed by the power of the master of the Death Star. At the top of the tower on the Death Star is his most brutal throne room, and on his throne, Palpatine smiles. It is a cracked lip, yellow-tooth smile. His scarred and deformed appearance is a gift from the dark side, he thought. It had been so long since anyone had looked at him with anything but fear, and then Sidious remembered Grandmaster Yoda's determined eyes, golden with life, and not yellowed by darkness. He could vividly see the green glow of Yoda's lightsaber against the bleeding red of his own. The Force lightning blazed to life in Sidious's veins and reached hungrily for the old Jedi. Caught in the fury of his attack, Yoda was flung back and hit the wall of the office of the Chancellor hard. As Sidious walked closer, Yoda did not move, except for the harsh rattle of his breath, and Palpatine laughed to see it. Yoda pushed himself up and leapt with a pulse of the Force that sent Sidious flying back into the opposite wall. Yoda then put his feet in a battle-ready stance, and Sidious got to his own feet. The Dark Lord had no need to duel this already defeated Jedi. He turned to leave, but Yoda jumped in front of him and pushed back his cloak to reveal his lightsaber. Palpatine's rage fueled him and drew sparks of the dark side closer and closer. Yoda's ridiculously little green lightsaber flared to life. In reply, Darth Sidious ignited his own lightsaber. Palpatine laughed. There was no need for faith in the dark side. The greater power of the dark side is simply a fact. Sidious attacked with another harsh laugh as Yoda flipped up and around, parrying the attack, and spun with his own. The tiny Jedi Master was fast, which made his movements difficult to pin down, but Darth Sidious met him blow for blow. Their battle takes them to the half circles of the Chancellor's podium, sparks flying as their lightsabers clash. Using the Force, Sidious moved the lever that causes the podium to rise. The Senate chamber was empty and silent, a theater without an audience for this showdown between Darth Sidious and one of the last surviving Jedi Masters. The two continue their battle as green and red lightsabers flash together and apart. Darth Sidious laughs and laughs, his cruel cackle echoing against Yoda's grunts of effort. Sidious is truly enjoying himself. Crushing this old Jedi will taste sharp and sweet, but they are well matched, he thought. It is a rough and hard-fought duel, which was exactly what Sidious craved. A hard blow had him leaping away from the podium. He pulled on the Force to carry him across the cavernous Senate chamber to land in one of the half-circle repulsor pods. Gleefully, he used the Force to rip a different pod away and flung it towards Yoda. He took another and flung it too, and another. Yoda continued to dodge, leaping away, but Sidious chased him. The old Jedi began to tire, and Sidious had him. He flung a repulsor pod, but Yoda caught it with the Force, both little green hands extended. Sidious laughed again, filled with the fury of the dark side. Suddenly, the pod began to spin, and Yoda yanks it out of Sidious's control. The Jedi drove it directly at Sidious. He had to leap out of its way, and the pod crashed into the one which he had been standing on, with an explosion of sparks and fire. Sidious turned and leapt again, hunting for the Jedi Master. Where could the Jedi have hidden? Surely he did not slink away already in defeat, Sidious thought. Suddenly, Yoda is there, hopping too fast to track, and Darth Sidious flung Force lightning at him, but Master Yoda caught it. They faced each other, cold blue lightning tying them together. Blue was reflected all around them, especially in the Jedi's determined, desperate golden eyes. Darth Sidious was tiring. He grins his worst grin and prepares a final assault with all the power of the dark side. As if he sensed it, Yoda shoved back with a final burst of strength. Their power clashes, violently blowing them apart. Darth Sidious caught himself on the rail of a repulsor pod, gasping for breath. He could barely breathe, energy surging through him as he pulled himself up. He turned to look for Master Yoda, laughing again. All he now sees is the Jedi's ugly brown cloak, drifting down like discarded trash. The Coruscant Guard clone soldiers come, and they do not find a body. Now on the throne, high in the spire on the Death Star 2, the Sith Lord, the Emperor, thinks about that old Jedi Master. Their unfinished duel. It does not haunt Sidious. He has no regrets that might cause a haunting. He won. So obviously he won. Grandmaster Yoda slunk away to hide. Sidious rose to the apex of the galaxy. Everyone calls him Emperor now. Everyone fears him. Just look at any corner of his galaxy and see evidence that he won. But all the same, he would still like to end Master Yoda himself. Not with his own two hands, of course, but with the shock of a red saber. He would love to collect Yoda's little lightsaber and set it with the others, with all his trophies in the Imperial Palace. It would look like a toy beside the rest. Palpatine had looked for Yoda through the years. He had set the Inquisitorious program to seek Yoda's hiding place. Once or twice, the Emperor considered using various arcane Sith rituals that might instigate some kind of echo or thread of the Force to lead him to Yoda's location, but he never performed them. Why bother, he thought. Why waste his own power on a mere irritation? Wherever Yoda is, his power is so diminished, he could be no threat to the Empire. I defeated you, the Emperor thought. I chased you away and took everything that was yours. The things you stood for are ashes now. You remain, and as long as you do, I keep winning. But the rest of the time, Palpatine prefers to see Yoda again, just long enough to watch him die. The Emperor smiles, and then he laughed. He hoped, after all the years, that Yoda still lived. That old Grandmaster Yoda will know when these final remnants of the Republic are crushed, that he will sense it, feel the pain of it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and learned something new, please like and subscribe. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.